Watch someone one division above you the next time you want to actually get better. Not a pro, because a pro VOD changes 200 things at once. The coordination, the tempo, the meta, all of it moving together, so there's nothing left to pin your gap on. Pros don't make your mistakes anyway. They make the mistakes of people already past yours, so the exact play you needed to see got deleted before their replay even started. And one division up, their mistakes are still recognizably yours, close enough to actually copy into your next game. I've made a whole video on exactly how to do this. It's called Why Watching Pros Isn't Making You Better, linked below. Do it correctly or not at all. Riot's own words. Queuing with someone gets you slightly more difficult opponents or reduced LP gains. That's Riot charging you for an advantage they're assuming you're actually getting, whether you realize it or not. Our own reasoning, off their line, not Riot's own claim. That advantage is coordination, and coordination needs both of you able to affect the other's game in real time, which means the pairing you queue with matters more than the fact that you duoed at all. Bot lane and support get the most out of it. You share a lane the entire early game, so every decision between you is joint. Jungle paired with any lane is close behind, because your jungler can invade together, roam together, and time ganks around your wave and cooldowns instead of showing up randomly. Two solo lanes on opposite sides of the map get almost none of it. You're paying the full tax, and you can barely affect each other's game before mid-game even starts. And honestly, that pairing might not be worth a duo at all. Track when you actually play, not just how. Your win rate isn't flat across the week, so log the day and the hour next to every result for a couple weeks, and look for a spread across those hours, not just your overall average. Some of that spread is you, tired after work, or grinding past the hour you should have logged off. Some of it might be the pool itself. There could be more people not really trying some hours, and more people locked in during others, which changes what a single game's actually worth. Find your own good windows in your own data, and queue ranked there instead of treating every hour on the client like it's the same game. Riot widens your LP loss during a losing streak. In their own words, you'll lose more LP each defeat until your win rate levels out. That's not a flat penalty, it compounds. The marginal cost of one more loss inside a 3-game streak is higher than the cost of a normal loss, because the system's already decided your rank and MMR are out of sync, and it corrects harder every game you don't stop. Here's why that specific correction makes sense. MMR is hidden, and Riot only estimates it from who beats who, nothing else. The wiki that tracks this puts it plainly. Scorelines are not considered in any way, since the system would be open to exploiting. A losing streak is the clearest signal the system gets that your rank no longer matches that hidden number, so every loss after the first counts as stronger evidence, and it prices each one higher than the last. Which means the moment you're tired, tilted, or mentally checked out is exactly the moment each game is worth the most against you. Your win probability is at its lowest right when Riot's penalty is at its highest. That's not just don't tilt. Tilting is mechanically more expensive than it feels, and the number behind that is Riot's, not ours. The actual decision is to stop and queue again later once you're in a state that actually raises your win chance, instead of feeding the streak more losses at the worst possible price. Here's the one nobody talks about. A fresh account climbs faster than a settled one. After 300 plus games on the same account, the system's kinda decided where you belong, and moving that is slow. Breaking out of it can take an enormous number of games, where a brand new account has none of that history. So early placement moves your rating in far bigger steps. Riot's own line is the hook into it. You have a different MMR for normal, solo/duo, and flex. And their words, your initial placement in ranked will take your normal MMR into consideration. So the normals you play on a new account are already setting your ranked starting point before you've queued ranked once. I did this myself. I hit Diamond 4 in 40 games on a fresh account, with a negative win rate the entire way. That's not a typo. A losing record still climbed, because early placement moves in bigger steps than a settled account ever will. It's basically the whole TF Blade playbook too. Climbing unranked to challenger on brand new accounts, publicly, over and over, for years. And the causation matters here. He climbs that fast because he's genuinely far better than the ranks he starts in, not because the system hands out free rank. A fresh account just lets your real level show up quickly, where a settled account buries it under inertia. Riot's never published how placement actually works, so here's exactly which part's documented and which part's just experience. The normal MMR feeding ranked placement is Riot's own line. The 40 games and the losing record are my account, not a published mechanism. One honest line before you try it. A fresh account also puts you in games against people who are genuinely still learning on the way up, and that's the real cost, worth saying out loud instead of pretending it isn't there. This isn't boosting, and it isn't a purchased account. It's just one player, me, playing a second account from scratch. Riot laid out 3 cases themselves in their own 2022 breakdown of exactly this. Bigger LP gains and smaller LP losses means your MMR's sitting above your rank. Roughly equal gains and losses means you're right where you belong. Smaller gains and bigger losses means your rank's ahead of your MMR. That's the whole reason these 5 things actually move you. Get genuinely better at any of them, your win rate ticks up, your MMR rises above your rank, and Riot's own system starts paying you more per win and charging you less per loss until your rank catches back up to it. Improvement doesn't just win you games, it temporarily moves the exchange rate in your favor, and that's the snowball, sitting right there in Riot's own documentation. So tell me which one of these 5 you're going to try tonight. Drop it below, and I'll tell you what to check next.